Catch Mariners spring training action on Root Sports.
Spring is a time of renewal. It's also a time of work for the Mariners, who look to build a solid foundation before heading north to Seattle. Today is Game 2 of that grind for Cal Raleigh and company. The Mariners meet the Guardians next on Root Sports. What do we have here? Another warm day in the desert. Yeah, the Mariners get set to face the Guardians at the Peoria Sports Complex. We'll see some of the new faces in the lineup and a few familiar ones as well for the Mariners' first home game this spring. We got it for you here on Root Sports, and they're the guys getting loose. Oh, good to see them back on the field. You got the sunshine, you got the green grass, fans there in the stands. Oh, it's good to get back to baseball. Love it. Hey, everybody. Brad Adam here in studio alongside my good friend, baseball analyst. It's Angie Menting. And Ange is already in midseason form. She's working back-to-back days. Are you sore?
No.
You're okay back-to-back?
No.
The grind has started?
32 days to opening day. I'm like a seasoned vet. I just slow play spring training, right? I don't come out of the gates hot. I just gradually get ready. 32 days to opening day. That's how long I have, Brett.
We'll be in shape on March 28th. That's what you're saying. I like that. Hey, look now at the lineup for the Mariners this afternoon there at Peoria Sports Complex. Ryan Bliss leading off for the Mariners. He plays second base. Our good friend Mitch Haniger, he's going to DH, followed by Cal Raleigh. 30 home runs last season, the most among baseball for catchers. We're going to talk a little bit about him today. Dom Canzone's going to play right. Dylan Moore, shortstop. We're going to get our first look at Luke Raley in a Mariners uniform. He'll be at first base. And Ange, what can we expect from this guy? I think we'll probably see him at first base this year.
A little bit. You know, Jerry DiPoto, Justin Hollander, Scott Service, of course, Scott Service. They all love versatility. He can play first base, which is, again, where we'll see him today. He is a huge target at 6'4". When you're that big, your footwork doesn't have to be perfect. But we'll see him a lot in the outfield. He made his major league debut back in 2021. He only played in 55 games over the next couple of seasons, but then he got to play last year with the Rays quite a bit. Played in 118 games. He hit .249 with 19 bombs and even stole 14 bags. So he's got some good pop and a little bit of speed in there. He likes to joke about the fact that he doesn't look pretty doing it. All they care about is that it gets done. And I think every single season, Brad, we're always asking ourselves, is this the year that we finally find that left fielder that will stick? He has a lot of tools. Maybe. Just maybe. Right. We see him a little bit all over the field, but maybe more in left field. I like that. Yes, two other new faces made their Mariner debuts yesterday. Jorge Polanco, Mitch Garver played against the White Sox yesterday. Another day of two games here on Root Sports. Baseball this afternoon, and later tonight, the Portland Trail Blazers host the Charlotte Hornets. Coverage from the Moda Center begins at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, right here on Root Sports. Well, familiar face, he's back in camp with the Mariners, and that beard is back. Neatly trimmed, looks great. Mitch Haniger, our old buddy, he's going to be the DH this afternoon. We are counting down to first pitch. Mariners and Guardians on Root Sports.
Mitch
Seattle Mariners Spring Training on Root Sports is brought to you by Emerald Queen Casino. Multi-talented comedian and musician Rodney Carrington comes to the Emerald Queen Casino June 29th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Well, you never know who you're going to see at spring training, right? That is our old buddy Tom Wilhelmsen, the bartender, hanging out with the team this year, learning about what it's like to be a coach, possibly. Still a fan favorite, lives in the area. Tom Wilhelmsen, the bartender, hanging out. Boy, Ange, one of our favorites, right? Tom Wilhelmsen. Man, closing for the Mariners. Great to see him back, and we're back as well. Brad Adam alongside Angie Menting. All right, we're going to focus in on Angie's favorite position, the catcher. Today's starter, Cal Raleigh. We hope to hear from him when he comes out of the game. Clearly one of the leaders on this team. Ange, what is needed, do you think, from Cal this year? What's maybe the next step for him?
First of all, you hurt the outfielders' feelings, okay? You know that outfielders are first.
True. And then
catcher's like 1A. Exactly.
Okay.
I think that we have seen Cal Raleigh take a step forward every single season, and I don't think this season will be any different, Brad. His ability to lead is really what stands out to me. He does a remarkable job with this pitching staff, and I think you have to give him some of the credit for how good they are. His ability to receive, his game calling is really well respected. Pitchers love throwing to him. He is always really well prepared. You are seeing better at-bats from the right side for him as well. Brad mentioned earlier in the show his 30 home runs. That was a franchise record. He also had 23 doubles. So maybe not a huge jumps in the offensive numbers, but in his leadership, his voice, I think that's where we'll see it.
Yeah, very well respected, Ange. Thank you very much. And for the first time, again, we're trying to hear from Cal later, but let's get back down to Peoria. It's Dave Sims, Mike Blowers. We got the first pitch, and we got you guys on our air for the first time this spring. Great to see you and hear from you guys. Take it away.
Thank you, Brent and Angie. Baseball's back, baby. Seattle Mariners baseball. It's springtime. Let's rock and roll. We've got Estevan Florial leading off for Cleveland against Jonathan Diaz, getting the start here for the Mariners.
Nice pitch, pretty good slider by him too.
Diaz, 6 foot 170, 27 years old, out of Valencia, Venezuela. Same hometown as Felix Hernandez. Angels last year, 4 games, a 10.29 ERA in 7 innings. He went 9-2 at AAA Salt Lake City and was signed by the Mariners back in December. Good off season for you, big boy?
Yeah, how about you?
Very well. Give me some deets. Come on, don't just say, yeah, give me some deets.
You know what I was doing? I was playing golf every day.
All right, there we go. Some deets.
Yeah.
Good, baby.
Busy doing that, keeping up with the kids. So it was nice. Everybody's good, so that's good to hear. I checked in on you earlier today. Everybody's good with you?
Grandkids are doing great. Wife, 2 boys, sister, daughter-in-law doing well. That was a close pitch, 2-2. We took the kids for the Disney experience in Florida.
How was that?
I'm still exhausted. Just recovering. That was back in December.
Wow.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good start for Jonathan Diaz. He strikes out Florial.
And went right back to the breaking ball again. Gets him to chase it.
All right, the Mariners coming.
There you take a look at it. Oh, just off the outside corner. Good pitch.
Give me your thoughts on this team coming into this season having missed the playoffs by 1 stinking game last year.
Well, I think the key to this club, and it's going to be, as it was last year, it's going to be this year too, is the pitching. Scott Service told us at the end of spring training last year they were really going to lean on the pitching, and they certainly did that. Some really good young arms in the rotation and out in the bullpen. So that'll be a strength for them. They'll play good defense. I don't have any problems with that. But one of the things everybody talked about this winter was trying to cut the strikeouts down, and they've changed things up a little bit. Looks like they're going to be a little more athletic and put the ball in play, which is a good sign for them.
Yesterday, a lot of evidence of that. A lot of the young kids late in the game when all the scoring happened in the 8-7 loss at White Sox down in Glendale. Up and in to Tyler Freeman. But guys were just putting the ball in play. And there was a couple of really good instances yesterday. The young man by the last name of Locklear had a great 2-strike at bat, delivered an RBI. And that was drilled deep to left, but hanging up in the air. Left fielder Sam Haggerty going to take it. Quick 2 outs.
It'll be an interesting spring for me. There's not a lot of competition going on, but I just want to see what some of these new faces look like in the lineup and how they're going to be used. We'll get a chance, I'm sure, to talk to Scott Service and ask him some of those questions.
74 players in camp as of today, 34 non-roster invitees. A lot of the youngsters going to get an opportunity to play. That's what Scott Service, Jerry DiPoto, Justin Hollander talking about. I got down here on Thursday, really got to get to work and catching up with a lot of guys yesterday as we look at Will Brennan, who's in right field today for Cleveland. Got to mention Stephen Vogt before we get back to the Mariners.
Yeah,
Stephen
congratulations.
Vogt, manager of the Guardians. And tell you what, it was interesting sitting up here in the booth and watching some of the Mariners come in, and just great memories of that last year when he spent with the Mariners as the bullpen coach. He's one of the most likable guys you ever want to meet, and I knew that 10 years ago when he met him when he was catching.
He's moved along as quick as anybody I've seen, to tell you the truth.
And I remember last year talking to him. He says, yeah, I want to be a manager. And everybody said he's got manager built, you know, just built all over him. I didn't expect it to be the next year.
Yeah.
But, hey, good for him.
Yeah.
Terry Francona retired after just a fabulous 23-year career. And Stephen Vogt, everybody calls him Voter. He was the bullpen coach last year, 10-year career as a player. Good man, good for him. Swing and a miss. And Jonathan Diaz, nice work. A 1-2-3 first. Baseball's back, everybody, under the sunshine here in Arizona. Mariners will swing the bats when we return.
A friend of
Well, the Mariners lineup has some familiar names and some new names. Mike, how about it?
Welcome back. Mitch Haniger, the DH. He's going to hit second in the lineup. Only 61 games last year, so hopefully a healthier season for him this year. Cal Raleigh played 145 games last year as the catcher and hit 30 home runs, which is a club record, of course. So he had a tremendous year. Dylan Moore got the start. He'll be playing at shortstop. We know his versatility can move around, but 5 big league season for him. Michael Chavez will round out the 9.
Excited to see this young man, Ryan Bliss, going to lead things off for the Mariners. He's at second base today. Big swing and a miss. Well, he put up some nice numbers. The National League All-Star and Futures team last year. Got him in the Seawall trade from Arizona along with Canzone and Rojas. 358 at AA Amarillo and at Tacoma last year after the trade. 251, 10 homers, 35 runs batted in, and he stole 20 bases. Strikes out here. Listen to the ovation for Mitch Haniger.
For the Mariners, are certainly hoping that he'll be able to stay healthy this year. That's been a little bit of an issue for him. You can see his numbers from last year, just 61 games. Well, he can put a lot of pop into your lineup when he's healthy.
The 2 years where he played more than 100 games, and everybody's familiar with that. Made the All-Star team in 18. He had 285, 26, and 93 runs batted in. 2021, he went 253, 39, and 100 in 157 ball games. And that's a heck of a good start here for the springtime. And Mitch Haniger in his second stint back. Hey now, 1-0 Mariners. And along with that swing, I'd like about a fleet of trucks with packing nothing but good luck. So Mitch Haniger can stay healthy and be a major contributor to the ball club.
Well, I think the main thing, the additions that they're going to have this club, some of the changes will help him out, I think, so that he can DH and play outfield. So take a look at this swing. First at bat of the spring, gets a pitch 88 miles an hour right in the middle of the plate, and that is barreled up. He drives it out into the bullpen.
Here's Cal Raleigh. Slices one, foul. So Mitch Haniger, good for him. Tough year last year with the Giants. Only played about 60 games. And that was a big acquisition. Hopefully it's going to turn out to be a very big acquisition, bringing him back here with the Mariners. Cal Raleigh, you know about his numbers. Breakout season. The leadership has been outstanding. Led all catchers with 30 home runs. He threw out more would-be base stealers than anybody.
Especially in the second half.
You bet. 29th catcher in big league history to have 30 or more home runs in a season. Power side, here's the left side, as you well remember from the September 30, 22 home run he hit off of Domingo Acevedo. The Cal clincher. Get the Mariners into the playoffs. Little chopper. Trevor Beatty, that started for Cleveland, handles that. Here's a Mariners home spring debut of Luke Raley. Talking to Jerry DiPoto a couple of days ago, was raving about what this kid did last year, first half of the season, first maybe quarter of the season, at 950 OPS.
19 home runs for him last year.
And he was murdering right-hand pitching. And Jerry said they caught up to him second half and see if the adjustments that he made in the second half of the season, the numbers weren't quite as high, but very impressive. Big kid. Played first base, played corner outfield.
Now playing first base this afternoon.
It's a nice pickup. Versatility really big on this ball club, the Mariner ball club, the way they run things here. Scott Service and Terry and Jeffston and crew. 2-1. Let's see if he goes to town here in this 3-1 offer.
Well, he's missed with a couple of breaking balls. Goes to the fastball, be in the mid-90s, so I better be ready to get it going.
Infield pulled around to the right. Outfield straight away.
Fastball 96.
Going against Tyler Beatty. He's out of Worcester, Mass. Originally drafted first-round pick at 14 by the Giants. 3-2. Hit hard off the catcher, veteran catcher Austin Hedges. So really, along with Polanco and Garver, three big names, new names with the ball club that hopefully are going to be big impact guys. Polanco, got a chance to see him yesterday. Mariners lost 8-7 at the White Sox. He has put up some good numbers. Of course, of his career, switch hitter. Wound up training with Julio during the offseason. So they've become quite familiar with each other. Now, you've been retired for a while.
Yeah.
But do you get as you get closer to the ground ball to second, your juices start to get a little bit,
oh, yeah,
get going there as you get,
Once you get to the first of the year, you certainly do.
Absolutely. Home run by Mitch Haniger, the highlight. And what a highlight it is for him. You want to talk about a feel-good moment for a guy. Got to stay healthy. If he stays healthy, that's going to be a huge impact on this Mariner ball club, which has a 1-0 lead over Cleveland.
The Kraken.
First home spring game for the Mariners. Off to a good start. A Mitch Haniger home run. A 1-0 lead as we go to the second inning. Gabriel Arias will lead off here for Cleveland.
Diaz with a solid first inning. Couple of strikeouts. 1, 2, 3 first for Diaz. Fastball's been in the low 90s. To a pretty good breaking ball.
Starting rotation for the Mariners is the envy of just about everybody in Major League Baseball. Castillo and Kirby, Gilbert, Wu and Miller. That is one heck of a group. Then at the back end, buzz around here is watch Vargas in the bullpen. Mooney feels healthy. The ankle, the shoulder, they're good. He's throwing the ball really well. Spoke with him for a couple of minutes today. And Pete Woodworth, we'll hopefully get him on at some point. And he's got a lot to be happy about as Diaz records a strikeout. That's his third already. Struck out 3 of the first 4 men that he's faced. Make sure you scan the QR code on the screen for Mariners Value Game tickets. You can snag seats for as little as $10 to 29 select games this season. And again, just scan the QR code on the screen to get your tickets and see the complete Mariners Value Game schedule.
You mentioned Munoz. I'm looking forward to Matt Brash and see what he can do this year.
Yeah, coming his elbow. He's got a little arm issue right now, but I'm sure that'll get solved. But
You'll hear that a lot at the beginning of spring training, too. And people start of spring.
Matt is anxious to get back and excited to get back up to full speed. Austin Hedges, veteran catcher, behind 0-2. Cleveland last year, 76 and 86. Terry Francona spent a few stints on the DL himself.
Wow, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, boy, he's looking good. He's got a little bite to the pitch.
Well, he's mixing it up, that's for sure. Difficult for the hitters at the start of spring training. But here, this is just a good old-fashioned fastball right here. 91 miles an hour and throws it by him. But he's doing a nice job of mixing things up. Pretty good changeup, too.
Guardians last year 7th in batting, 12th in runs, last in home runs, and 7th in ERA. Mariners were finished with Cleveland last year before we got to tax day last year. Home and road games. David Fry is the hitter. Guardians finished 3rd in the American League Central behind Minnesota and Detroit. Center field and right at Samad Taylor. In a 1-2-3 second inning. 6 up, 6 down. Nice work by Diaz. 1-0 Mariners. Back here, Peoria Stadium at the Complex here in Peoria, Arizona. Our first telecast here on Root Sports with the regular Root Sports crew. Yesterday you had the Chicago White Sox crew. Here's Dominic Canzone to lead off. And people have been raving about Dominic Canzone, the work he put in during the offseason, particularly working in on the lower half, his body, and working on those legs. And he said he put a premium on getting better turn, better loosen up the hips a little bit too, and it's really been working out for him. He had a very good offseason.
Well, he can swing it, that's for sure. Left-handed bat in the lineup. Chance to see him play some outfield last year.
I'm 44 games with the Mariners last year. 215, 5 homers, 13 runs batted in. Remember, he had a couple of hits when we were in Arizona last year before the trade. So what do you think of the new acquisitions? Raley, Polanco, Garver, among others.
I'm looking forward. It won't happen probably the first few weeks of the spring, but getting all those guys in the lineup at the same time to see what that's going to look like. And then, you know, how different that's going to make the offense with all the changes that they have. They certainly are going to have some depth to their lineup, that's for sure. And Scott's going to have some options, so I'm looking forward to it.
The athletic group.
Yeah, everybody's told me that they can run.
Yeah.
This team's going to be able to run, so maybe it'll switch things up a little bit for the Mariners,
and
producing runs.
The other thing, too, the strikeouts were a problem last year. And that nice easy swing. Fought that one off 3-2 as Canzone leads off here in the second. 1-0 on a Mitch Haniger home run in the first if you're just tuning in. Really enjoyed talking to some of the veteran guys. And almost to a man as Canzone takes a called third strike. It was bad enough that they missed the playoffs by 1 game, but to watch Houston and Texas play for the Angels, that's a killer. And then have Texas win it. Come on. And all the guys were like, ugh. I mean, they're not lazy. I put it this way. They're not carrying it on their shoulder or anything, but it's something I think about it as part of the motivation. Everybody said motivation working out when you're banging the weights and getting your work in, swinging it.
Well, you mentioned it, too, with Texas and Houston, it puts the premium on getting off to a better start this year, too, for the Mariners. All these games are going to be important. April and May, they all count, so hopefully get off to a good start.
There's Dylan Moore. I'd like to have a year where he's healthy most of the season. He had a oblique strain last year, 4th fewest games he's ever played since being with the Mariners. But it is the ultimate Swiss Army knife, guys, as we have in baseball, complete. Anywhere you ask him. Beatty drops in a pretty good breaking ball.
Dylan getting a chance to play shortstop today. Don't see him in the outfield over the course of the spring.
67. Umpires today were told Emil Jimenez, Gabe Morales, Tom Hanahan, and Tony Rendazzo. Base umpires, as they do, will be rotating around the bags during the course of the game, as they do all the time in spring training. Two to Demo, pulls a foul. Wind has picked up a little bit, blowing straight out. 410 straight away here. Peoria, 340 down the lines to the gaps. Gonna get poke at 385. In on his hands, and he fights it off.
I think we're going to be close to 80 degrees today.
I got 79 right now.
There you go.
But it's not an aggressive 79, 80 degrees. I mean, we're not sitting there. I need another towel.
No, there's quite a bit of overcast here.
Yep. 3-2. Beatty into the wind, a 3-2 pitch. Back. Got any thoughts on the division race coming up in the American League West?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. You mentioned Texas and Houston, and now you have the Mariners in there, just falling short of 90 wins themselves last year. So, again, I mentioned it earlier. You're going to have to get off to a pretty good start, and I think that'll be the case for the Mariners, and they're really going to lean on their pitching like they did last year.
Texas going to have two primo pitchers out till at least the All-Star break. And talk about DeGrom and Scherzer. Going to be interesting to see what they do. They'll still be able to swing it. Corey Seager's out for a while, too.
That'll hurt.
That's
sure.
gonna
What a year he had.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was great. Houston, a lot of people picking Houston to win the division. They added Hader at the back end of their bullpen, which is already a good one. If Demo works a walk, that's a heck of an at-bat.
Yeah, it was.
10-pitch at-bat. So getting ready for his turn, Cody Bolton. So many new guys and so many guys getting an opportunity here this spring training. Stephen Vogt going out to make the pitching change. So Beatty's day is done. Stephen Vogt makes pitching change. He'll return to Peoria right after this.
Tacoma Super.
Seattle Mariners Spring Training on Root Sports is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, home of the F-150, America's best-selling truck for 47 years. cloudy conditions, very comfortable conditions here in Peoria. First home game of the spring for the Mariners. 1 out, 1 on. Mariners lead 1-0 on a Mitch Haniger first inning home run. Yep, you heard Mitch Haniger with a home run.
Lamore over at first. I say it'd be for him 11 pitches to get the walk. So some pretty good speed on the base pass for the Mariners.
See if they put in play here. Sam Haggerty looks at first pitch strike from Connor Gillespie. So Connor Gillespie takes over for the Guardians. Infield at double play depth. Bounce over. Nice pick by Hedges. Demo thought better. That was a really nice play to knock that down by Hedges.
That was a pretty good backhand on the play. It looked like he spiked breaking ball. Had it in the webbing of his glove, and I think he was going to try to exchange with his bare hand to get it, throw it, and he just dropped it, and by then it was too late for Dylan.
1-1 to Sam Haggerty, 253 batting average in 52 games last year. They're going to go 3-6-3 for the double play, and that'll do it for the Mariners in the second. Bottom third of the order coming up for Cleveland. 1-0 Mariners.
Welcome back. Brad Adam with you here at the Ford Sports Desk. Now, the Mariners promotions. Hey, the lineup is stacked with can't-miss collectibles this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't miss the J-Rod bobblehead, April 1st to the 3rd. The Griffey bobblehead, 15th to 17th. And the Cal Funko Pop on May 10th. Get your tickets and check out the complete promotion schedule at mariners.com/promos. It's always good, you know, to start with a J-Rod bobblehead. I think that's a good place to start the promotions as we get back to the berm and Dave and Mike. Guys?
A little family time out there, Brad. No question about it. Representing Mariner colors. You got to like that. Cody Bolton takes over on the mound. 25-year-old right-hander out of Richmond, Virginia. Last year with the Pirates in 16 games, 1-0 with a 6.33 ERA, just 21 in the third innings. 22 strikeouts, 15 walks. Takes over for it. Jonathan Diaz went 2 innings of scoreless ball, struck out 4 of the 6 men that he faced.
He looked like he's ready to go. Pretty good breaking ball command today and mixing his changeup. A good outing for him. 2 innings and 4 strikeouts.
Bolton ahead, 0-2 here. Now line drive off the bat of Kyle Manzanardo. Dominic Canzone gets it back in. First hit for Cleveland. Good crowd on hand, not a full house, but I tell you what, there was a lot of people yesterday down in Glendale at the White Sox. I guess a lot of these folks are repeat customers. They made a lot of noise when the Mariners started scoring runs late in the game. And Kenzie Noel is the hitter. Did not go. Cal Raleigh appeals down at first base umpire.
Yeah, for Bolton giving up that base hit, solid line drive into right field on an 0-2 count. Well, spring training is for. You're going to make your mistakes early.
Not much of a lead at first by Manzanardo. That was headed right here. Thank you, screen. Too early for that nonsense. You know what I mean? Too early for foul balls. And the reflexes, you know, I'm not in spring training mode moving the short area quickness, not just yet.
I was happy to see that there were wheels on my chair. I can tell you that.
And oiled.
Yeah. Get out of the way.
Love that when people come up, hey, you get a lot of foul balls. No, we don't. Thank goodness we don't. Cost me a computer one time, but you know.
That was in season, wasn't it?
Darn right it was.
Yeah.
I think Juan Brasino, I even remember his name. One pitch. So we're talking about the American League West. Houston still has a lot of the same faces. Brantley retired. That's a big loss.
That is.
In terms of as much leadership and just his ability. Uncle Mike, they call him. Hey, they revered him. But just about everybody else is back. The Angels, they added, I'm told, to their bullpen. Did he go? He did. Nice job, Bolton. They get a strikeout. One down. Not drop it.
And we'll take a look at this. Breaking ball off the plate, gets him to chase it. And he went too far. Well, the first strikeout for Bolton. Change up, nice.
You know, in this day and age with phones, you can butt dial somebody by accident. So I was going for somebody else and wound up getting Ron Washington. He wound up calling me back later on yesterday.
How's he doing?
He's doing great. You know, he's one of just about everybody's favorite, one of the favorite people in the game. And you know him because you were with him, in Oakland.
Yep. He's our infield instructor.
Thrilled that he got another opportunity to manage the club. It's just for the moment right now, Mike Trout is healthy, and the Rendon thing, he's going to just let it go. Not much more you can say.
Yeah.
After that whole thing. Anthony Rendon said that baseball is not a top priority, and that warmed the heart of you, a veteran baseball player, didn't it?
Not too much. You know, the hard thing with that statement, too, is the fact that he's been hurt. He hasn't even been able to play.
Hello.
Yeah.
So watch that. I expect him to be the Rendon, you know, as a player, you know, when he's been healthy. Well, he's not focusing on that, but...
We'll see if Trout can stay healthy.
Well, that's the key.
Yeah.
And also how much help he can get. Swing and a miss. That's a good-looking heater.
A little run to it. Looks like a two-seamer. Ran it off the outside corner. Pick up the strikeout, his second.
And then elsewhere in the American League West, the A's are going to be struggling. Young and, you know, and right now they're still playing in Oakland, but there's a lot of haggling going on. Or actually more disagreements between them and Las Vegas. Top of the order. Here's Florial again. Florial struck out on a 2-2 pitch to open up the ball game. Ed Shaniger's home run. As the Mariners in front 1-0. That happened in the first inning. Pete Woodward, pitching coach, got to be pretty pleased with what he's saying. Guys are throwing strikes. They are attacking. Mariner pitching. 6 strikeouts already.
Talk about Pete, and you look at the starting rotation, how young it is, and the arms that he has in that rotation, and what he can do with his bullpen.
Ball and 2 strikes. I think that 2-2, beg your pardon, 2-2.
Coaching staff, Scott Service standing up. So one thing about spring, you and I like it down here in spring, but these guys have some long days.
Oh, man. You know,
the game's just part of it.
I have not. I'll have to ask some guys next time I get an opportunity. But and you know this from playing in the dirt and advance by the runner. But some of the coaches will get here 5:30.
Yeah. And, you know, then you got to think about once the game is over, some other guys are going to probably go to the backfield to get some more work in. Here's a breaking ball that's in the dirt, not able to keep it in front of them. Be a wild pitch. Yeah, long days.
There you go. Did not.
Chase the breaking ball.
So the Guardians with runners at first and second, 2 outs. Tyler Freeman coming up. And let's see, Pete Woodworth right there with the beard. He gets got service to your left. There's Perry Hill with the towel on his neck. John Russell.
And the actor was on the step. There's Perry.
There's Carson, Vitale there on the left. John Russell, remember him? He was a Phillies high draft pick back in the early 80s. Good looking breaking ball, strike one. Didn't get a chance to see Brant Brown. He's back with the ball club again. He's a bench coach and offensive coordinator. 1-1. Couple of men aboard here, 2 outs. Bolton trying to pitch out of a jam. Hung a breaking ball, but it's staying up for Ken Zone. 2 stranded. We go bottom 3. A great looking day here in Peoria. Mariners lead it 1-0. You know, earlier we were talking about Stephen Vogt, who was the bullpen coach for the Mariners last year. As you can see, he is held in very high regard all around baseball, and especially with the Mariner Ball Club. Man, just a good dude.
Now, it's one of those situations where the Mariners, the pitchers, after a couple of innings, are headed back over to the clubhouse, and they all stop by to say hello to him on their way to the clubhouse.
And who can forget Voters' last AB as a big leaguer? His kids introduce him on the PA system. He goes large. He's screaming, coming around the bases. That was so cool. Here's Samad Taylor.
Yeah, that's a great way to end it, isn't it?
Doesn't get any better than that.
I
mean, except maybe winning a World Series. But
yeah,
you know, outside of that, that's pretty special. Memorable, to say the least. Samad Taylor came into the game yesterday, way out front there. Took over for Polanco, pinch running in the 4th. He no sooner got to first base, he was gone. He had to steal the base so fast. And that's a big part of his game. We saw him with Kansas City last year. He had 200 for them last year. Came over from Kansas City in January. And Samad Taylor, in addition to that stolen base, no doubt about our homer to left center field on a 1-1 pitch in the 7th inning. Scott Barlow coming in. So what? Mike Clevenger's back with the Cleveland Indians. Looks just like him with the
He
hair
did coming out of the bullpen.
right? The long hair and
Similar build too.
yeah. 2-2 pitch. Florial, the center fielder, is right there. Hey, whether it's a family celebration, a company outing, or a client meeting, Mariners Suites are the perfect setting for your next event. Make sure you enjoy catering and hospitality, VIP parking, private sky bridge entry, and more. So reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites. Michael Chavis. Kirby Snead getting ready for his entrance. Chavis, 28 years old. He's been with Boston and Pittsburgh. He's with the Nats last year, 48 games, with 242 with 2 homers and 5 runs batted in. We'll be going back to Washington, D.C. on an East Coast trip, Baltimore, New York, and Washington in late May. 1-1. He's really featuring his breaking ball here today. Ball with 2 strikes.
Speaking of Washington, you're looking forward to getting back on top of the roof again?
Jeez.
It's the highest booth.
Yeah.
And it's just straight down on the field. It's just tough.
See if I can call somebody at NASA and get some, or maybe some scuba diver. Pick up some breathing apparatus. Strike 3 called. Boy, he saw a lot of breaking balls and finishing them out with a fastball. 2 down.
Yeah, painted a heater away on him after all the breaking balls. Like he caught the corner.
In terms of height, I remember the first time we were there. Hey, Mike, you want to touch the Capitol? Just reach out that left hand of yours. That's how high it is.
Yeah.
And it's in the light towers. Pittsburgh's very high. And Atlanta's high. And Texas.
Texas, yeah.
It was funny last year when we first go to Texas. I think I'm an easy chair. Just put my feet up and just look at the monitor. I can't see the game.
I can't tell. Yeah, that's up there.
Ryan Bliss. He has a chance to be a really good player. They Mariners want to get a good look at him.
Playing second base today.
Long run for the right fielder Brennan into the corner. No play. So 2 down. Here in the home third, 1-0 and a Mitch Haniger home run. And Mitch is on deck. I tell you what, that kid featured Barlow, a veteran actually, featured a really good looking breaking ball here today. 1-0 Mariners. North towards Flagstaff. Got some snow up in Bendar Hills. 1-0 Mariners. Those who joined us here. First home game here in the spring for the Mariners. They come off an 8-7 loss at the White Sox yesterday down the road at Glendale. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Lead Sports crew on hand here. Brad Adam, Angie Menting. Back at the studio. Kirby Sneed take over. 29-year-old left-hander out of Alachua, Florida. 6'1", 218. High drive, right field. First pitch, launch, tie ball game at 1-1. Bill Brennan got all of that one.
First pitch from Sneed. A breaking ball right in the middle of the plate. Ended up getting all of it. We'll take a look at it. Set up on the outside corner, and that's more middle.
Oof. Hanger. Hanger banger.
And he makes the play.
That was a very big poke. Rosarius struck out, leading off in the second inning. For Sneed, he spent last year in the big leagues with Oakland for 15 games. 1-2 with a 4.63 ERA. He'll stop in Vegas, 2-3 in 23 games. Parts of 3 seasons, 69, make that 68 games. He's performed. He was with Toronto when he first made it to the big leagues back in 2021, 7 games, 0-1. So the Boris 4 is down to 1 as of earlier today, with Bellinger signing 3 years, 88 million with the Cubs, returning to the Cubs. And that's a fair ball. Off the bat of Arias. Danzone tracking it down. A 2-base hit. How difficult is it, or would it be, to sit out that this long and just now coming in? He'll probably be at camp tomorrow.
Yeah, it won't take him any time at all. I don't think that'll be a problem for him, especially these guys today. They continue to work out. It's not the same as being in spring training, but it shouldn't take much time.
But even so, I mean, you have to go through that anxiety. I mean, you put your trust in your agent, Scott Boras, and he's been known to do this a lot.
Yep.
But even coming down the stretch, you're watching guys play and the guys ready to camp and doing. I mean, how does that affect you?
I've known a couple of guys that have had to go through it, and it's one of those things where you're right. You get anxious for sure. First of all, you know where you're supposed to be, right? But now you're waiting for a job, and you know you're a good player. So
great player, yeah.
I mean, that part of it can be tough.
So you got Jordan Montgomery still out there. Who else? Who am I missing? Jordan Montgomery, Bellinger signed. Snell. And I know I'm leaving one guy out. Hands fouled back by the veteran catcher Austin Hedges.
Chapman's with Boris too, isn't he?
Say again?
Chapman.
And Chapman, that's the one.
Yeah,
right.
with Boris also.
Yeah, Matt Chapman, third baseman. We saw plenty of him when he was with the Athletics. Platinum glove winner. 2-1. Corner paint job.
Pretty good breaking ball.
2-2.
Always amazed early in spring training the guys that can handle the breaking ball early. Because I think most hitters are just trying to time up the fastball again. And then that'll come along later as you get to play more and get more ABs under your belt. But them guys are just all over it.
Pretty good drive right here. Deep left. And it's gone.
Wow.
Austin Hedges. Blast one out of here. 2-run shot. Cleveland 3-1 lead.
Second home run given up by Sneed.
Austin Hedges.
And another pitch, you can see that right in the middle of the plate. He was trying to go to the outside corner. 87 miles an hour, and just enough to get it over the fence.
Hedges in his second stint with Cleveland. He spent a lot of time with the Padres. Part of the season, part of last year with Pittsburgh. Got it on a 2-2 pitch. Here's David Fry. So the Guardians have a 3-1 lead, 3 runs on 4 hits. The Mariners a run on 1 hit, the Haniger home run. Wind blowing out towards left now. It was pretty still when we started this game. Then wind turned, it was blowing straight out, now it's blowing towards left. Two balls, 1 strike to Fry. Snead looking for some outs.
Tough outing scoring so far, giving up a couple of home runs.
Put it in play. Canzone get a good jump. Listen to the scouts, and I think, or coaches rather, and Tyler Scott Service, he mentioned something about spring training. Position players are pretty much ready to go 2 weeks. They need, but it's all about the pitchers to get this whole stretch.
They have to get their innings, you have to stretch them out, and it's exactly what it's about. I think spring training, that's what it is. It's basically for the pitchers, because the hitters get ready pretty quick.
Another thing too, talking to guys who said, hey man, peer pressure is one thing, and maybe not verbally, but the fact that so-and-so's in camp, hey, I don't want to be the only guy. So everybody starts coming in early, you know? Talking to a couple of guys we were talking to, and they're saying there was a really good turnout down here. A lot of guys, there's a good number of guys who live here in the area, so they can come here, work out. And guys like, Ty France, he worked out a lot in Driveline and up in the Seattle area. I don't know if you've seen him yet. I know you just got here. But broken bat looper. It's going to get down. Don't be surprised if you do a double take. He looks fantastic.
That's what I heard. And I've heard the reports on him.
He went first third yesterday.
Did he?
Pretty impressive. And he's pretty proud of it. I'm sure next time you talk to him.
You mentioned Driveline, and he said that he picked up a little more bat speed too.
Yeah.
Which would be key for him.
Says he really feels good right now. Multiple factors.
Pretty good pitch by Snead right there. That would jammed him. Good fastball in the inside corner.
Manzanero fought it off. Here's Noel again. He struck out on a 2-2 pitch. Will Brennan a home run, a solo shot leading off the 4th, and then 2 batters later, 2-run homer by Hedges. 3-1 lead for Cleveland.
Mariners have a right-hander getting loose. Been a long inning for Snead so far, throwing a lot of pitches.
Two and two. Mariners will play over in Goodyear against Cincinnati tomorrow. Scottsdale, the Giants on Tuesday. Back here in Peoria Wednesday. Kansas City, White Sox Thursday. Month of March starts next Friday. Colorado, Mariners will be over at Salt River Fields, and then back here for Oakland the next Saturday. 2-2. Look out.
And for Snead right now, he's having a tough time catching the outside corner. Another breaking ball that was pretty much in the middle of the plate.
One out, one on. Mariners looking for a double play here. Two. Full count, another deep count.
25 pitches in the inning.
It's a big pitch here. 3-2. Chance for two. There's one. And they dig it out. Nice job by Luke Raley at first to dig out that throw from Ryan Bliss. A much-needed double play by the Mariners. It's 3-1 Cleveland. Storybook start here to the second stint for Mitch Haniger here with the Mariners.
Had a breaking ball in the middle of the plate. Mitch, the DH today hitting second. Homers in his first at bat.
Fingers crossed, ribbons tied. Stay healthy, Mitch Haniger. Give me 150 games.
That's the key to it for Mitch. We all know that.
2, 3, 4 coming up. Mitch, Cal Raleigh, and Luke Raley.
No.
Sam Hentges out of Shoreville, Minnesota.
Fastball in the low 90s for him.
On the ground to the shortstop. High and bobbled. Oh, wow, he recovered and got the tag on. Wow, heck of an effort there by Manzanardo. Manzanardo did a nice job. Not particularly good throw by the shortstop.
No, you're right about that. I thought he was going to throw it in the camera well. But a fine play by the first baseman. Bobbled it, was able to hold on to it right there. Gets it and makes the tag on his leg.
Quick hands.
Yeah.
Showed the ball to the umpire. Nice job. One down. There's Cal turning around to the right side. Cal. A little squiver up the first baseline and was retired. That was back in the first inning. They're just looking for their second hit. Cal's really done a terrific job becoming a leader. He and JP are probably two foremost leaders on the ball club. And I was talking to Scott Service about this the other day with Gino going to Arizona, who was, in terms of keeping things lively, light, necessary, always talked about good vibes. Who could be that next guy? He said somebody will emerge. But Gino was
leader?
in terms of put the pulse on a guy. Obviously, Cal, JP, leadership-wise, but in terms of attitude.
I think you can put Mitch in there, too, now.
Okay.
Mitch is back.
But Gino was a unique type of personality. I mean, he was always up, even when he was striking out. He did his home runs, but, he was loud, when we're down in the dugout.
Unique is correct, too.
Yeah, with a capital U.
Because it was like that all the time.
Every day.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I mean, personality like that, it's a big loss. Cal works a walk in a 3-1 pitch. Planning to go to more than one Mariners game this season? I'll consider a season ticket membership. Members enjoy access to exclusive pre-sales, ticket flexibility with no fees, year-round discounts, and more. Come on board today at mariners.com/24. See, really can get into one here. Bounced out the second. First time up.
What about Julio?
Julio's just going to be Julio.
Yeah.
And which is really good.
Yeah, it is. It is really good.
And he's super upbeat. But Gino was just, there was something a little bit different about him, and it was unique. And folks, when we'd be speaking to Scott in the dugout before games, invariably, no, you could set your watch to it. Gino would come out and scream, "Stop it!" And just everybody would jump that first couple of months. Just scare the heck out of everybody. And then a big smile. Then you just laugh it off. Up the middle. That's a seeing eye base hit. That's going to work. Look at Big Cal rumbling to third. Runners at the corners for the Mariners.
And he picks up the base hit.
Against the left-hander.
Yeah. Left on left. Looked like it jammed him a little bit, but he finds a hole right back up the middle. There you go. That was in on his hands. He was able to fight it up. Strong man. Seeing eye single. He'll take it.
Opportunity for Dominic Canzone. He's good either way, by the way. Dom or Dominic. Good.
He is? Okay.
Yeah, I double-checked with him today, just to make sure. Talked a little bit of workout. He is really, really excited. And the coach has got the staff. How about, look at Big Raley take it off. Hey, got him. He's out 2-6. Give it a shot. 2 down here in the fourth.
We'll take a look at the jump that he gets. It's okay. You measure it, though. He's still 13 bases last year, so he can run a little bit.
Get off speed pitch. Two and 1. 15 games with Arizona last year. 237, a homer, 8 RBI for Dami at 5 homers, 13 RBI for the season. Time with the Mariners and Arizona. 2-2. Breaking ball. Hammered. Gap. Right center field. Off the fence. Cal walks home. And Doug Canzone with an RBI double with 2 outs here makes it a 3-2 ball game. They're in the 4th inning. And the coaches, everybody tells you that guy can hit.
We'll take a look. He's going to stay on the breaking ball. So left on left breaking ball, middle away, and he does. He drives it into the gap. The short hops the fence.
Good job by Doug Canzone. That was a rocket. Well done. Dylan Moore is the hitter.
Dylan with a walk his first time up. 11 pitches in the at-bat.
Isaiah Gilliam is pinch running at second base. Logan Gilbert goes Tuesday. Next Wednesday will be George Kirby. Getting a start for the Mariners. 2-1 pitch here to Debo. Hits the breaking ball. Little looper might have a chance. It gets down. Gilliam scores. We got a tie ball game, everybody. Dylan Moore with an RBI. Ties this baby up here in the fourth. The jam shot. It works well.
So for Dylan, he's been on base a couple of times. He walked his first time. I mentioned that, 11 pitches. This right here is a breaking ball. He's in on his hands, but able to fight it off with a base hit and pick up an RBI. So the Mariners scoring a couple of runs.
Ball one to Sam Haggerty. Hitchens back with a strike, 1-1. I like the new rule that, well, it's not even a new rule. The rule that's already in the books, but it's really going to be enforced. Third baseman, infielders cannot block the path. They can't lay that knee down in front of a sliding base runner. I think that's
Save some guys some injuries.
Smart and safety.
I agree.
Thought right there. It's already been on the books, but not really enforced. Well, this year, you're going to get called on it. 2-1. See if Haggerty can move along Demo.
And sometimes, too, to be fair, Dan, sometimes the throw, you have no choice. It puts you in that position. So you have to really be aware of that.
Seen many a shortstop and second baseman plant that leg in front, right on the stolen base attempt. Good breaking ball. Gets Sam looking. That was a big hook. Good inning nonetheless for the Mariners in the fourth. We got a new ball game tied at 3-3 here in Peoria. Well, who can we find? Can we find somebody to talk to down there? Oh, it's going to be Mitch Haniger, and I ordered a welcome back banner, and it just hasn't arrived yet. You kidding me?
You didn't have enough time?
Hey, man, great to have you back. What did it mean to homer in the first AB back here in your spring home ballpark?
Oh, it's good. It's a good start. So I'll just focus on some lousy singles the rest of spring, like Brownie says. And but yeah, it's always a good start, good feeling.
Hey, Mitch, first of all, congratulations. Welcome back to the ball club.
Thank you.
How's your overall health right now?
Good, feeling good.
Good.
Yeah, good off season. Excited to be back here in the Mariners uniform, obviously. Seattle's been such a great home for me and my family, and it's good to be back.
Hey, Mitch, a veteran player like yourself, you come to spring training. What's it like those first few games, first few ABs that you get in spring training?
Honestly, just trying to get your timing and just trying to, even in spring, you're pretty excited, you're ramped up. So just trying to take it nice and easy and just try to make solid contact and keep working every day in the cages and with Brownie and JD and yeah, just taking it slow, taking it one by one, and for me, it's just get the body right and continue to build up with volume with that. I think as you age as a player, spring training is a little bit more so just getting ready for opening day and making sure your body's in a good place.
I was telling Dave that I always found that at the start of spring training, it didn't take too long to time up the fastball, but to recognize the breaking ball off speed pitches took a little bit longer.
Yeah, it definitely can. I think for me, I've had great springs, I've had terrible springs, and so what I've learned is like, it doesn't really matter. Just trust the process and trust the work you put in. And, you know, nobody remembers your spring training at the end of the season. So that goes for, you know, all the younger players, that it's important to try to get off on a good foot and impressing people, especially if you're trying to make the team. But I think at the end of the day, it's just being ready to go day one up in Seattle. And, you know, that's the real focus here. Win a World Series and have a great season.
I say this respectfully. You're an elder statesman in that role. You know, how do you perform in that role with some young guys? You got a good, you know, bulk of veterans here, but you got some young guys. What kind of messages do you give to them?
For me, I'm always about preparation and being a professional first, and I think that's really important. I think I had some really good guys to look up to early in my career, and they taught me that. So I think it's just kind of learning the ropes and what it takes, and that's the really cool thing about coming back to the Mariners. I feel like we built a really good culture here all throughout the organization, and it's about working and improving and getting better, and that's always been the focus from day one. And Scott did a great job relaying that every year in spring, but you can really feel it in our clubhouse, and guys don't just talk about it, they be about it, so it's great.
Were you feeling for the guys last year when they fell a game short of making the playoffs?
Yeah, you know, being there a couple years ago, it's a terrible feeling, and definitely I was watching a lot of Mariners games early on last season, and definitely missing playing in Seattle, so I had to kind of pull back and stop watching. I still check box scores, but early in the year I tried to watch a lot of games, and I kind of had to stop because it was making me sad. So it's good to be back.
I know it's early, Mitch, but what do you think of the ball club? Some of the changes that happened, obviously bringing yourself back, but there's a lot of new faces in there too.
Yeah, it's great. I think we have a really good balance. You know, you definitely want a younger athletic team, but you also want some guys around that can help the younger players. Like I was saying earlier, it helped me grow to the person I am, the player I am today, is having guys to learn from. So I think in today's game, that's becoming less valuable, but these guys that are out there on the free agent market not getting deals, their impact just goes beyond their WAR, and they can really help, you know, a younger player thrive and turn into a superstar, or help a guy who's struggling turn into an everyday big leaguer. So I think it's really important to have a good mix, and for me, just trying to share my knowledge with guys and help lead, and I felt, you know, more and more being called to do that, getting traded back here, and I'm really excited for the role, and I know I'm going to have to continue to learn, but that's a responsibility I want, and I'm going to love giving back. It's been a good feeling.
I'll tell you what, I will speak for anybody who's a Mariner fan and a baseball fan. We are damn glad to see you back here, son.
Thank you. It's good to be back here.
I got to tell you, hey, man, thanks for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
You bet. 2 outs and a 1-2 to Tyler Freeman. He's gone. And Brett DeJus does a nice job. 1, 2, 3 in the fifth. Mitch Haniger, thanks for your time. 3-3 ball game. is our next guest. Well, we're going to look in the dugout. We're going to, and the old spin the wheel brings us to Cal Raleigh. They say, big guy, good to have you with us.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
Hey, we're doing well. We're doing well. Hey, tell me about the two guys, Diaz and Bolton, that you saw here today. Real quick about a couple of young guys, maybe not a lot of experience, but what did you think of their performances here today?
Yeah, Diaz came out, filled up the zone, did a really good job of mixing, changing speeds, heights, in and out kind of guy, and kind of like a classic lefty throwback. So he did great, and Bolton really had his cutter and slider going today. Let the mistake, change up, and walk the guy, but overall, I thought he looked really good too.
Hey, Cal, I think being a switch hitter, we got a chance to see both sides of the plate today. Is there one side for you that takes a little bit longer coming along in spring?
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many righties. I think maybe you look back in the day a little bit, or even back when I was in college, you saw a lot more lefties, maybe a little, softer throwing, go in and out type, but now, there's so much velo and so many guys throwing harder, and there's just a lot more righties in the game, so getting a lot more reps from the left side. But, so just got to make sure you get those right-handed at-bats in.
Cal, tell us about your off-season. What did you do? Exhausting, huh?
It was great. I went on a few golf trips with some buddies and hung out. Ended up buying a house out here in Arizona.
There you go.
Yeah, learning the ins and outs of home ownership, and that's.
I hope they've been good lessons in that.
There's been a few problems here and there, but nothing I couldn't handle. So it's been good.
Hey, Cal, Dave and I, we respect all catchers for sure. And Dave, I always talks about how you guys get beat up, and that is an absolute fact. But the one thing that I found I came to spring training when you were trying to be a super utility guy, and I got stuck out in the bullpen catching bullpens, and I could barely walk after a couple of days of that. How are your legs?
They're good.
Went first to third today.
Yeah, went first to third. Felt good. It felt good to get out there and kind of run around and kind of go game speed and get a little sweat going and kind of get those game-like reps in. So, feels good to be out here, and I'm definitely going to be looking to try to get a few more of those and trying to run bases hard, trying to get my feet under me, and come into the first game this year. I want to be ready to go, game ready, and have my legs under me, and that's kind of the goal, I think, for everybody. I want to get to a really good start. So
I know, especially early in spring training, you have so many pitchers down here, right? The guys that are going to be on the club, other guys trying to make the team, and other guys, they probably won't be here. So you go through all of that. Does Scott take good care of you as far as working the bullpens early in spring training?
Yeah. We work it out. It's kind of, it's a communication thing. So just making sure I get my stuff in, there's a fine line between, making sure you get what you need in and, making sure you get that rest, time to kind of recover. But, it's go time. It's time to get ready, and I'm excited to be here. And like I said, we're all excited. We all want to get these game reps in. So
I like your focus. I understand there's a story about a polar bear. What can you tell us?
Yeah, they put it back there. Yeah, they're playing like some kind of game. I guess the other day during photo day, it was a big thing, and we ended up. I had to carry it around on photo day, and I kind of got made fun of from my dad. I got a few texts from him, and so. But yeah, we kind of look alike, though. I mean, don't you think?
Yeah, you the polar bear, and Pete Alonso, yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be in that category. That's fine with me.
Hey, what a great season you had last year. 30 home runs. You lead all catchers in home runs. You lead in throwing out base runners at second base. What do you have in your mind and what you want to do this year? Have you set any goals or just want to just maintain?
No, you're always trying to get better. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you have an MVP season or, a terrible season. You want to always try to get better and try to improve in areas that you may have thought you could get better in. But, the goal for us this year is we want to get back to the playoffs. We want to win a World Series. We want to compete with them. We want to be in there. And, individually, whatever I have to do, I'll do it. And if that's, taking walks, getting hits, going the other way, whatever it takes. So, been working with Brant Brown a lot. And JD, our hitting guys this offseason, tweak some things, and, hopefully can see some results here in the season.
What's the biggest key, Cal, when it comes to throwing out base runners? Dave mentioned that, especially in the second half of last year, you were unbelievable. But if you had to give a kid a key on throwing out a base runner, what would be the one thing you'd tell him?
I mean, I think the first thing overall is footwork. Kind of going back to when I was growing up, I think basketball really helped me. So I played basketball all the time. The footwork, getting those legs underneath you, that's number one. And then I think the biggest thing is everybody looks at, nowadays everything's measured. So you see a lot of arm speed, velo, how hard you're throwing it down, pop time. You know, some of those things, it's great. You want to have those things, but at the same time, you need to put the ball in the bag. You need to ball throw at the guys you can throw out. And some guys you can't throw out. Maybe the pitcher didn't give you enough time, or the guys just got a really good jump, and sometimes you can't do anything about it. So your main job is just put the ball in the bag and let the rest take care of itself.
Cal, hey, man, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining.
Good to see you guys. Have a good one.
Cal Raleigh, great catcher. He's going to be recognized all around baseball, man. He is a good one. 3-3 ball game here in Peoria. Three ball game, top of the sixth here. Clouds have moved in, but it's very comfortable here in Peoria. Dave Sims, Mike Bowers, Root Sports crew with you. And joining us right now, Dominic Canzone. And Dom, you're up to a good start, my man, with the double to the gap on a 2-2 pitch in the fourth, and it picks up an RBI. And let me see that big smile, man.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
How you feeling swinging a bat coming in so far in the early days here?
Feels good, man. Working on a few things, stabilizing that leg kick, and just letting it rip.
Had to feel good to hit that breaking ball left on left, right?
Yeah, no doubt. That's always a good feeling. Left on left and getting the curveball up, definitely good at bat.
Dave talked a little bit about it before we had you on, but what was your offseason like?
It was good, man. I just got a place up in Cleveland, and we got a house, and I'm living with my brother and my roommate, so it's been awesome, man, just getting some family time. Big project. We worked on the basement a lot, so just hanging with family and working on the house.
That's good. You worked out like crazy. You and I were talking about this a few hours ago. Tell folks about your workout program, which the coaches have been raving about, and the results that they're seeing.
Yeah, man, again, I was working on the house a lot, and part of the basement project was putting a weight room in, so I put that in with my brother and my dad. So, yeah, we got a big Smith machine down there, and we were just getting after it as much as possible, and a lot of volume, yeah.
How many ABs does it normally take for you to feel good leaving spring training?
It just depends year to year, man. Every year is different. You just got to adjust. But, again, it's spring training, so just get your reps in and stick to the process.
Early on, is there anything in particular you're working on at the plate?
Yeah, again, just stabilizing that leg kick, not rushing it, and just feeling smooth up there.
What do you think from what you've seen? I know you've been down here. It's not been a very long time, but give us your feelings on what's happening here in camp with the fellas.
It's been awesome, man. They've been so welcoming, and there's so many great coaches and leaders on this team that you just feel every single day like you're wanted, and that you just want to go to work every single day for these guys.
Do you have any particular goals that you want to achieve this year outside of making the club?
Just want to win, man.
Yeah.
I just want to help the team win. That's all.
Yeah, when you get as close as you guys got last year, right? I mean, you feel like you can taste it. You can almost reach out and touch it.
Yeah, that was a bad taste last year, man, and I just don't want to feel it again.
Yeah, I hear you. You know, the fans like hearing that. You guys are really determined. I like it. Hey, Dom, thanks a lot, man. A little chef kiss for you. There you go.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Best
Take
of luck.
care. Hey, when you talk to the coaches, man, they very high on him. Very high on him. Here's Angel Martinez.
Well, you can definitely tell he's put on some good weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get that Smith was saying, yeah, how's your squat form? Yeah, ready? He's getting after it pretty good. Angel Martinez. Sean Poppin. Sean Poppins out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. With Arizona in the 22 season for 29 games. 2-2 record, a 4.40 ERA in 28 2/3. Struck out 22, walked 12. Dom started his first full spring training with the Mariners, and interesting to hear him talk about the leadership on the club that, from the veteran players. So follow up on what you're talking to Mitch about, and Mitch being certainly part of that leadership group. Two balls, two strikes. One out here, top six in a 3-3 game. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Cleveland. 3-4-0 for the Mariners. Oh, good slider. Good pitch. You take a look at Isaiah Gilliam, and heck of a catch he makes right here. It holds on. And that while we were interviewing Don Canzone.
And it's about that time, Dave. A lot of changes.
You noticed, huh?
Yeah. The regulars typically, first week of spring training, they'll get a couple of ABs, and manager will take them out of the ball game.
Lavastida drops one in front of Samad Taylor. 2-out base runner. Stepping into the plate, up to the plate, Michael Berglund, young catcher.
And he's hitting for David Fry, who's the DH today.
Runner goes, throw down to second on the third base side. Stolen base.
We're talking to Cal about the footwork. It didn't quite get it squared up right here, so the ball is going to go over to the third base side. Wide of the mark. Maybe tried to rush it down there.
Nice way to end the 6th inning. Strike 3 call. Runner stranded. We go bottom 6, tied at 3. Mariners' first home spring training game. It's a 3-3 tilt right now against the Cleveland Guardians as we welcome you up to the booth. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and Nova Newcomer joins us right now, Community Relations Director with the Mariners. Got some neat things coming up, don't we?
Yes.
I mean, you guys have put together a terrific program. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's start with the, let's first start talking about the Mariners training centers. They open in Washington and Idaho. And what about the impact that that's had on the communities?
Well, what's incredible is that when we opened up these facilities, we opened 5 last year. What it actually did is, obviously there's teams that train in the facilities, but we also have a stable of instructors who can go out into the community, bring community groups into the facilities, give kids who didn't have access to that kind of state-of-the-art advanced training, indoor facilities for Northwest kids who play in the rain. It just extends what we can do in terms of access to the game.
How about the Mariner Care Foundation? We talk about that a lot. What are you guys up to with that?
Yeah, so really with the Mariners Care Foundation, the big thing that changed last year is that we were able to do a 50-50 raffle, bring in Mariner super fans as volunteers to help us raise around $1.4 million gross, which netted about $600,000 to our programs and allowed us to extend the work that we're doing across our, we've got a 5-state market. We've got fans across the Pacific Northwest, and so to be able to make impacts in those communities.
Last year I was participated in this. I emceed John Stanton was with us, Mayor Bruce Harrell, Commissioner Rob Manfred. The Rainier Playfield renovated as part of the Legacy Initiative with MLB. I thought that was really terrific. And I remember seeing you there. That was wonderful.
Yeah, well, and our project is on time. So the Rainier District Little League, their opening day is on March 23rd, and we're going to be able to open up that field.
Oh, sweet.
And also for the Franklin High School varsity baseball and softball teams, they will also have a field that can withstand the rain a little better.
Yeah, that's a big deal to have facilities. I mean, given where we are and weather-wise, to have an artificial turf out there, that's like gold.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the infield is going to be turfed on both the 90-foot field and the Little League-sized field and varsity softball field. And we've also done some extra base pegging to make sure that different levels of baseball and softball can be played on those fields.
Growing up in the Northwest, I wish I would have had some of that.
I'm with you.
I got really good at rolling a tarp on and off the field all the time.
That's right. Obviously, with the work we're doing with the foundation, we're hoping to continue to work on that facilities issue because it really does impact our kids in the Northwest. We've got great talent up there. They just need to get on the field and get reps.
Here. Hey, the RBI West Regional returning to Seattle this summer. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so Baseball Beyond Borders, Nike RBI program hosted it last year. It was really successful tournament. Actually, 2 of our Mariners Market RBI teams ended up in the finals of the seniors division and then also the softball division. So really successful outing. We also were able to bring in 2 new teams, including a softball team for the first time in 20 years at that regional tournament. And we brought teams from Alaska and Oregon, part of our market.
That's impressive.
Yeah, but all of those programs are working together this year. We're hoping that we'll have possibly 3 additional teams coming from those areas.
Sweet.
Really just trying to advance competitive play for kids who are in RBI programs.
No, but with all this stuff that you got going on, do you ever get a day off?
Well,
it's a lot.
We work really hard, but we love it. This is our gift back to the game that we love. To me, I wanted to work in Major League Baseball since I was 12 years old. I didn't get there till later. This is the game gave me so much. I felt like a leader for the first time on the field, and now I get to do that for other kids.
What are you looking forward to the most this year?
I love seeing the team out here. They seem to be so excited and ready to work hard, but it's all the things I talked about. It's all the ways that we're going to open up this game to kids and communities in the Northwest. And, this is a game for everybody, and that's what we want. We made that as a theme in 2023 with the All-Star game. We don't want to stop. We want to keep that going.
Rock on.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Good work.
All right. Bye.
Love a newcomer joining us here. A lot of good stuff happening for the youngsters in the Great Pacific Northwest. That was Harry Ford who struck out for out number 2. And Michael Papierski was first strikeout victim for out number 1. That's tagged straight away center field. looking up on the track and making a catch out there for out number 3. That's off the bat of Rangel Rivello. 1, 2, 3 and a 6. To the 7th we go, tied at 3. Seattle Mariners Spring Training on Root Sports is brought to you by your local McDonald's of Western Washington. There's crowd on hand here. Cloudy day, really. It's got cloudier since we started, but very comfortable. And now at 81 degrees here in Peoria. Dave Sims and Mike Bowers, Root Sports crew on hand here. 3-3 game. Just a couple of nice highlights here today with Dominic Canzone with a 2-out RBI double. Dylan Moore with an RBI single. Home run by Mitch Haniger in his first at-bat on his day 1 here in Peoria on his second stint with the Mariners.
And Jonathan Diaz, a couple of innings, but 4 strikeouts for him. He looked good.
Let's look at Holden Laws. Division de los Santos is the hitter here. There's what Laws did at Modesto and A-ball.
Looking at the clouds, Dave, the outfielders appreciate it. They get a break from the sun. It's going to be tough down here.
Well, we'll have, of course, of these 30 games, a sun double or triple or 2. I got it. No, I don't. 3-1 to count.
That was close.
Yes, it was. Cleveland's going to rely on pitching again this year. They're not a big hitting club. They were dead last in home runs in the American League last year. Off the fist. Good range over there. Foot race. So Santos wins it.
Be an infield hit. It was going to be a close play, but once he kind of threw this behind him right here, he had to jump up in the air and wasn't able to get to the bag quick enough. That'll be an infield hit.
Harry Ford doing catching now for the Mariners. Micah Prius. Time of year, Mike, when you see names on rosters during the course of the season, there's Harry. And are seeing him in person now. So I saw Harry Ford during the future games last summer. That was a treat watching him mix and mingle with his contemporaries.
Yeah, a lot of talent.
Great personality, had a really good season. And boy, held in very high regard moving forward. See, he's such a good athlete. He can play other positions. He says, hey, man, I'm a catcher. Of course, he played for Great Britain in the World Baseball Classic last year. Ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball. And the pitcher never got over it. He knows that nobody is more disappointed than Holton Laws.
And he will hear about it, too.
Oh, baby. That should have been a 3-6-3 double play.
Yep. You know, as soon as that ball gets hit over to the first baseman, he needs to hustle over there, and he just was late getting off the mound. Realized it when it was too late.
His follow through took him towards third base. Nonetheless, he'd be the first to tell you he's got to get there. 1 out, runner on. 1 Brito. What are some of the baseball storylines you're going to keep an eye on and see which way the wind blows this season?
I think at the start of the season, this Mariner ball club and what they're going to do offensively. I think if you look at their pitching and the way they play defense, they're in really good shape on both of those categories. But I think the hitting we just don't know, and we won't know until the new guys get in the lineup on a regular basis. But I think it's going to be different than what we've seen. We talked about it at the beginning of the game and the amount of strikeouts that they had last year, just too many. And this lineup looks like it's going to be able to put the ball in play and run a little bit more. So I'll be curious to see if Scott Service changes things up a little bit on the offensive line. Maybe try to manufacture a few more runs.
Got any thoughts on the rest of the American League?
First thing that came to mind was Aaron Judge. What he's going to do.
I saw a picture the other day. They had Soto, Judge, and the slimmed down Giancarlo Stanton. Going to do some damage.
I would say so.
Jerry DePorter the other day said, if you come in and your pitching's not on, you're going to be in trouble. Now, their pitching's a question mark. It's keeping guys healthy.
Well, and you mentioned it, too. The other one is Texas, right? I mean, Texas had a terrific year last year, but you mentioned 2 of their pitchers, star pitchers, that are going to be on the shelf till the All-Star break or so. Can they maintain what they were able to do last year without having those guys in their rotation? So we know that they can hit. There's no question about that, but see what they can do on the pitching side of things as they try to get guys healthy.
Well, 4. A couple of men aboard here for Cleveland. Top of the 7th. Saw the White Sox yesterday. Boy, they're coming off a miserable season, not only on the field, but just personality-wise, chemistry-wise, not good. But Pedro Grifol says it's going to be different this year, so we'll see. And Kansas City keeps making some moves here and there, and some decent young talent here and there. Minnesota's probably still the class of that division. And over in the East,
see what the Rays can do.
Yeah, they're always there, but you know, Baltimore won 100+ games, and Rays faded in the playoffs, and the O's, Hunt, are pretty good. Surprised they didn't do more. They got Corbin Burns. I was surprised they didn't get more pitching to go with that offense. They got some nice players, and Jackson Holliday, saw him in the Futures game. Boy, he gets so much attention because he's one of the top prospects, one of the top 2, 3, 4 prospects in the game. See if he can make that ball club over there. And the Yankees, the Red Sox, having done a lot of Big East basketball games and being around people from Boston, and seeing Peter Gammon's here today. Boston Red Sox haven't done much, and fans up there are not happy.
I bet. There's always high expectations for him. It just hasn't been happening as of late.
Last place the last couple of years. Multiple times the last 4 or 5 years. Chase DeLauder.
Nice breaking ball in the corner.
Mitch Haniger got things started for the Mariners in the first inning. He's back in the 2 slot, and he homered the left fielder, no doubt about it. Next time the Mariners scored was in the 4th inning. Dominic Cantone, a 2-out RBI double to the gap in right center on a 2-2 pitch, and then Dylan Moore was ahead in the count. He was the next hitter. 2-1 count. He got a jam shot in the left field that scored Canzone. Counted for the Mariners 3 runs. Cleveland got 3 runs in the 4th inning, a leadoff homer by Will Brennan, and then a double by Arias, and then Hedges hit a 2-run homer to left, and that's the scoring for this afternoon to this point. Big strikeout right there.
And I just stayed with the breaking ball. 3 strikes to him on the breaking ball. A little left-on-left battle, and it's the breaking ball. Wasn't able to handle it. That one right on the corner. Well located breaking ball.
Here's Daniel Sheeman. Cleveland coming off a 76-86 season, 3rd in the Central behind Minnesota and Detroit. Detroit, nice finish to finish 2nd place last year. To the gap, that'll pick up a run. Prius, he scores. Runner to 3rd, and the batter goes to 2nd. So Sheeman, RBI double. Cleveland leads 4-3. Actually, it'd be a single, take 2nd on the throw.
Yeah, at this point in spring training, you see a lot of young players, and solid base hit right here. But you have to hit your cutoff, man. As soon as he saw the ball was going to fly over the cutoff, he hustled into 2nd.
Here's Jonathan Rodriguez. Let's see. I gotta double check this, but at some point, we're gonna see the Dodgers this spring. We'll see the Dodgers. We're at the Dodgers later on in the summer. We have one game at the Dodgers down at Glendale on March 13th. Spent a few shekels, didn't they?
I think so. Yeah, they certainly did. No surprise.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Yamamoto kid in person. There's a guy that won the Japanese version of the Cy Young Award, was it 3 consecutive years. Into center field. Off the chest of the center fielder, picks up a couple. Cleveland lead goes to 6-3. Rodriguez, couple RBI.
And some 2-out damage to the Mariners. Jams him just enough. That dies out into center field. No play.
Janel Martinez.
Up to 27 pitches now. Right-hander getting loose in the Mariner pen.
That's leaned on pretty good. Left center field gap and deep and gone. Angel Martinez, 2-run homer. Interesting choice of music. Hold On, I'm Coming after a 2-run blast.
And a pitching change. Take a look at the swing. Towering fly ball out to left center field, and he almost in the kangaroo court here, but he's able to keep his feet as he stumbles going around first. Oh, there you go.
Almost a face plant. Back to Peoria after this timeout. like the opening sequence of an old 1950s movie or TV show, Cimarron City or something like that. Nice day here in Arizona. Cloudy but comfortable. Big expanse of this state here. Not too far from our location. Got an 8-3 Cleveland lead. And Blas Castano takes over on the mound for the Mariners. Home plate umpire give him a warning to Castano. Make sure the batter's in the box before you're ready to rock.
You have to let him get settled in there. Try to go a little bit too quick.
Violent delivery, strike one.
Pretty good fastball at 94 miles an hour.
Well, he got the message. Throw strikes. Foul back. Castano is 25 years old. Out of S. Playa in the Dominican Republic, 5'10", $160. Signed as a minor league free agent August of last year. Nice pick by Harry Ford. Made his big league debut with the Dominican club owned by the Yankees back in 2018.
Well, so far he's topped out at 95 miles an hour. Spiked that last breaking ball. Looks like he wants to come back inside with another heater.
And on his hands last year. Split the season between AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre and AA Somerset in the Yankee organization and AA Arkansas and the Mariners organization. That'll put an end to the Cleveland 7th inning, and it was an explosion to say the least. They put 5 on the board and take an 8-3 lead. Spring training is officially underway, and that means the regular season will be here soon. The Mariners opening series starts on March 28th with a 4-game set against the Boston Red Sox at T-Mobile Park. Best seats for those games. They're not going to last long, so lock in your tickets right now. Do it today. Mariners.com. Isn't that beautiful scenery? Mike and I will look at this, but not hike it, but we'll enjoy the view here. Looking forward to seeing, look at this. This is a pitching staff, boys and girls. Luis Castillo, George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, Bryce Miller, Brian Wu. And that is absolutely the focal point or strength of this ball club. and the envy of just about everybody on the other 31 teams.
Yeah, when you consider how young they are, too.
Yeah, right? Oh, my gosh. The other thing, yesterday, what the heck was that? I was in a clubhouse, and Castillo walked by, and you know, we see him from up here in the booth and up high, a little bit higher at T-Mobile Park. But you forget how he is so put together. They don't call him a rock for nothing. He is put together at the top end. It's unbelievable, man.
I know he can really pitch, and I'm glad the Mariners really lock him up for a while.
Yeah. And I look forward to getting a chance to chat with him because he'd like to have a few of those starts he had in September. He'd love to have them back as do-overs. It's Isaiah Gilliam. Came on as a pinch runner, scored in the fourth. Eight runs on 10 hits with Cleveland. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Mariners. Mariners got the home run from Haniger in the first, 2 runs on 3 hits in the fourth. That's it. Count it 3-2. Gilliam earns a walk. And that's what the Mariners need, a passing of base runners. Get back in this game. Leo Rivas.
Well, both teams have all their young players in the ball game now.
What's it like if you're, you know, you're an 8-ball guy, you're coming up, you're playing in the big leagues, you know, in a spring training game? What's the adrenaline like?
Oh, I'm telling you, it will be. We've seen it in a couple of guys. They don't even have their name on the back of their jerseys, so they're probably in minor league camp, and they're just called up for the day to help the big league club out when they start making the changes and everything. So those guys, I'm sure, are super excited, probably thinking they're never going to get into the ball game, but that's not the case. These guys will get some chances. And you're pretty excited when the manager calls your name.
Better be ready, too, right? You can't be daydreaming down on the bench.
No.
Yo, you're up.
The thing that's kind of neat about it, too, for the young players that aren't starting the game, it gives them an opportunity to at least have a number of innings to watch and let everything calm down a little bit. You know, so happy to be up there, I'll guarantee it.
Strike 3 called. Did not swing the bat. I can imagine you had been, well, starstruck. I'm trying to get starstruck. First minor league game, maybe you're not starting, but you're one of the extra dudes, and you're seeing some like monster names in the other dugout. You go, yo.
That is exactly the way it works. I think my first game, I was called up from the minor leagues just to go travel, not thinking I was going to play.
Right.
And we went to Fort Lauderdale to play against the Yankees.
Right.
You know, and those names that they had in the lineup at that time, it was pretty awesome. But the thing that was kind of nice for me is I was with the Expos at the time, and Tim Wallach came over to me and said, "Hey, kid, you want to play?"
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And I said, "Yeah, I want to play." So he went and got me in the ball game. So it was nice. I got to play a few innings and get an AB.
Who'd you see from the Pinstripers? What year are we talking?
Oh, gosh, that would have been probably 88, maybe.
So Winnie and those guys.
Yeah.
Dave Winfield.
Yeah, it hit a one-hopper right in the middle of my chest. Thought it was going to take me into left field.
Look at it. Well, you grew up a big baseball fan, obviously, and a great career at UW. I mean, that had been an unbelievable thrill to seeing all these dudes.
Oh, yeah.
I was just watching you on the Game of the Week last week.
Exactly right. You know, some of these guys are in camp for the first time, and they're probably looking around their own clubhouse at some of the guys, you know. You mentioned that some of the guys that are down here helping out. Ichiro, yeah, Cammy's here.
Dan Wilson.
Franklin. Gutierrez.
Yeah, Goody.
Yep.
Goody, one of our favorites. There you go, base hit, Spencer Packard. And the second day in a row, Mariners youngsters making noise late in the game. A double by Packard sets it up nicely here. Bottom 7, second, and third.
Well, it's a solid base hit. It's a pass to the first baseman. I don't think the right fielder thought he was going to try to go for 2 on that because his didn't really put a lot on that throw. He just kind of flipped it back to the infield as he went into second.
Well, you should have seen this kid yesterday, Jonathan Clase. RBI double. Right field. A couple of hits yesterday. And Jerry DePoto telling us the other day, since 1961, the minor league record's been kept. He's the only player 20 home runs and 70 or more stolen bases this season. That's pretty incredible. It's in a futures game.
They have to battle now 0-2.
Didn't see it, but somebody must have made a heck of a catch.
Yeah, brought his glove and was able to use it.
There's the 0-2.
Infield is back, so if he can put the ball in play.
Tyler Locklear kid did that so well yesterday. Take a look. Here's that fan. Oh, nice play.
Backhanded play.
Yeah.
Fired up about it, too.
Not only can he brag about it, there's video evidence. Shallow in a triangle. And testing the arm is going to win. See, one of the shortest sac flies that gentleman will have. So Clase picks up a run. Mariners draw a little closer.
Well, behind in the count, able to put the ball in play. That's the shortstop, making the over-shoulder catch. Mariners pick up a run.
And Gilliam scores on this play. There's Cole Tucker. First saw Cole, was an Arizona kid. Saw him with Pittsburgh a few years ago. He's had a bunch of injuries lately. He's with Colorado. He's married to singer-actress Vanessa Hudgens. Really good kid. I met him a few years ago when we were at Pittsburgh. He wanted to ask about, hey, what about opportunities getting into baseball, the broadcasting end? Just a really cool cat. Cool cat for sure. He's completely healthy this year. He had some leg issues last season. Infielder by trade. You can play the outfield if you have to. He's working out at third base today. The Perry Hill daily drills. Good count for him, 3-1. Take the walk.
Well, it looks like we're going to have a pitching change.
Five batters have come to the plate. Stephen Vogt going to come make a pitching change. His Guardians have an 8-4 lead. The Mariners trying to dig into that lead. We'll continue after this timeout. 8-4 lead for Cleveland. 2 outs here, bottom 7. Mariners threatening for more. Nothing like moving pictures in our dugout, Cam, on the rails on top of the dugout, providing a good look. Oh, yes, modern technology. It's like a tank set you once had at Christmas time, right?
That's right.
I like it. A lot of up-close personals with Mariner fans. Here's Caden Polkovich. And he looks at ball 1. Jordan Jones is the new pitcher. Runners at first and second. And Polkovich has good count coming up here, 2-0. Two and 1. Ain't good work. See what happens here.
Finally able to get a fastball. A couple of changeups to start the AB, missing off the plate away. A fastball 91 miles an hour.
Hold that swing. He's good. 3-1. Polkovich, the 6th batter for the Mariners here in the 7th. Loads him up. Ball 4. Oh, there's an opportunity. Mike Papierski, switch hitter. Chance to make some noise here. 1 run in, bases are loaded, 2 outs. Struck out his first time. That was back in the 6th. Breaking ball for a strike. 0-2 hold.
A little bit of a breeze blowing out to left. Wind was blowing a little bit harder than that earlier in the ball game. Not much now.
Harry Ford's on deck if Piersky can keep it going. 0-2. Gap shot and deep, but hanging up. And the catch made out there by Noel, and the Mariners get 1, lead 3. We go to the 8th inning. It's 8-4 Cleveland.
Welcome back to the Ford Sports Desk. Brad, Adam with you. The Mariners playing in Peoria. Meanwhile, back in Seattle, of course, the Kraken at Climate Pledge Arena. Tomorrow, an exciting NHL matchup. The Kraken host the Boston Bruins. Seattle won at Boston 4-1 a few weeks ago. Need another win in their push for the playoffs. Our coverage begins at 6:30 right here on Root Sports. Our coverage continues from Peoria right now. It's top of 8-4 Cleveland. We get you back to Dave and Mike. Guys, how you holding up the first game,
Brad,
first 9 innings, right?
Yeah.
First 9, you guys going 9 out of the gate.
Hey, man, that's how we roll. Michael Berglund is the hitter for Cleveland. Struck out his last time.
Brad's a little surprised by that.
Hey, that's in the job description last time I looked. Good pitch, down and in. Slider, good looking pitch.
I'll take it. Looks like he chases. Yep, down a little bit. A pretty good changeup right there.
Yeah,
a lot
more
of movement.
change, yeah. De Los Santos, infield hit. First time up, that was in the 7th. Big 7th inning for the Guardians, 8 men to the plate. Highlight of the early going here for the Mariners was a Mitch Haniger home run, second Mariner hitter in the ballgame. Only 1-0 lead. Canzone an RBI double in the 4th, followed immediately by Dylan Moore an RBI single. And the Mariners got another run on a sac fly in the 7th inning. Jonathan Clase, the sacrifice fly to shallow left center field. So Blas Castano continues on here for the Mariners. Came on and got the final out of the 7th inning. Well, he's in full Robbie Ray grunt mode on that one.
Yeah, I thought he had a strike too. It might have been on the outside corner, but the umpire called it off the plate away.
Three-two pitch. Ooh. E6. Rivas could not make the play.
Well, that's another thing that you see down here getting later in games, Dave. A few more mistakes being made than the major leaguers, and pitchers having a tough time with the strike zone.
So some extra pitches here for Castano. See if he can throw a double play ball. Prius did go. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 7th. Mariners, good note from last year. Just one error, final 18 games. Speaking of which, when Luke Raley was down at Tampa last year, he made no errors playing in his 118 games. One of 11 American League outfielders with 100 or more chances who did not commit an error. Oh-1. Runner breaks. Harry Ford from his knees. Yes, sir. Got him.
That was impressive.
They're just wild about Harry.
Let's take a look at it. This pitch is going to be down in the zone, so instead of trying to pop up, he just throws it from his knees, and it is right on the money. Woo. That was impressive.
Boy, I'm trying to think. Guys, let's see, throwing from the knee. You know, Sal Perez, we've seen him do it.
Yeah.
I'm stretching now. That's not easy what he just did.
Not at all.
You get no hips, you get no legs in that.
And he had a knee on the ground.
Yeah. Harry Ford, fine play. Keep that one in mind as you look forward to this kid joining the Mariners at some point in the future. Well, if you've been following Mariner personnel, the young personnel, that play right there shows you why the raves are so justified about Harry Ford. I mean, down on one leg. Look at that.
Not only that, but it's a fastball that he had to reach out for. Kind of spun him around a little bit.
Yeah.
Great play.
Got great momentum. I mean, he got the whole body into it. And as it so often happens in baseball, one guy makes a sparkling defensive play, he leads off the next half inning. That's tremendous what he just did. Jack Leftwich on the mound here for Cleveland. And Harry Ford, impressive young man. Watching him work with kids, various camps and other programs he's been involved with. Impressive in that light as well. .257 at Everett. 15 homers, 67 runs batted in.
Beat with the fastball that time. 95 miles an hour, kind of jammed him a little bit.
Number 1 pick in the Mariners, 12th overall back in 2021. Organizational all-star, second straight year last season. Here's Ravello. Order a new mic. Ball 2-2-1. Don't forget the home opener, the season opener, coming up on Thursday, March 28th. And second time in about 4 years, Red Sox come all the way to the Pacific Northwest to open up the season. The season will be 4 home games against Boston, followed by the Cleveland Ball Club for 3 before the Mariners hit the road for the first time, Milwaukee and Toronto. Still liking the everybody plays everybody, the way baseball's set up now. Playing everybody plays everybody.
Took a little bit to get used to it last year.
This year we got the Cubs coming to T-Mobile Park, got the Reds coming in, Arizona. Atlanta will be in town. That'll be interesting with Jarek Kelnick, who was traded over to Atlanta. Boy, he's going to have a lot of protection in that lineup. Let's see who else. Paul, the usual suspects in the American League. The Phillies come here in August. See the Giants. There's a strikeout. Mariners would go to St. Louis. We haven't been there in a while. And let's see, that's about, Baltimore, we have that one East Coast trip. We play the Orioles for 3, at the Yankees for 4, and Washington for 3.
Well, in today's world, they keep data on everything, and I'm sure if the fans like it, they'll keep putting it out there like that.
Here's Gilliam. Walked and scored back in the 7th. That's a leadoff walk. Gilliam's out of Lilburn, Georgia. 27 years old, good size on him, 6'3", 220. Arkansas last year, 281, 22 homers, 66 RBI. So he did. Miners came up with in the Yankee organization. 2-2 with 2 out. Trying to keep things going here in the 8th for the Mariners. 2 down and a pitch. Handed nicely at shortstop. And that'll do it for the Mariners. To the 9th we go. Got an 8-4 Cleveland lead. Suit up for the season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Mariners at MLBshop.com. Announced attendance 5,819 on hand here today in Peoria. 8-4 lead for Cleveland. Guardians put 3 up on the board in the 4th, 5 in the 7th. Mariners got a Mitch Haniger home run first inning, 2 runs in the 4th, and 1 in the 7th. Cole Tucker makes the play, 1 out.
The Mariners really haven't done much offensively today. You mentioned Haniger and the home run. They only have 5 hits in the ball game. Able to score 4 runs off the 5 hits.
Here's up Chase DeLauder. His second at bat, struck out in the 7th. Home 9th, Mariners will have 6, 7, and 8 coming up in the order. Nick Davila is the new pitcher. That is ripped down into the corner. Quick recovery. Nice off balance, one hot throw. Just joining us, Mitch Haniger gave us a huge thrill. Look at that, a hanger, and he crushed it. His first at bat in stint number 2 as a Mariner. He's a wily old veteran now, 31, and hoping to keep him healthy all season. As you know, the 2 times he's played more than 100 games, he has been spectacular. 2018 made the All-Star game, All-Star team. He hit 26 homers, 93 runs batted in. 2021, 157 games, he hit 39 bombs and drove in 100.
I had a chance to talk to him, and he said he's completely healthy, so hopefully it'll stay that way. It was DH today.
If you know anywhere you can buy a season's worth of good luck in baseball, somebody, whoa, off the glove. That is just foul. Buy a season's worth of good luck, send it to Mitch Haniger. First baseman got his glove on it. Did a heck of a job there. That thing was screaming.
Yeah, it was hit hard. He's right by the line over there and was able to make the catch.
I tell you what, he was, 87 feet away for Velo. And good reacts. Get a piece of that. That's impressive. Schieneman did some damage. RBI single, 7th inning. Seventh inning was a big one for Cleveland. 5 runs on 4 hits. He sent 8 men to the plate. Back-to-back years, we see Cleveland at T-Mobile Park in April. And early. Should be 2. And it is. Nicely turned. Rivas making that happen. Last ups for the Mariners here in the 9th. They trail 8-4. able to bring you today's telecast. It's 8-4 right now, Guardians. An upcoming telecast here on Roots and Bonus coverage coming your way. Here you go. Next 2 spring training broadcasts at the Rockies on March 1, March 3 against the Padres. So mark those down in your calendars, and certainly I'll be able to catch you on the radio side with Rick Riz as we move deeper into spring training schedule and get ready to open up the season at home in Seattle on the 28th of March against Boston for 4-3 with Cleveland.
Nice day to be out on the berm.
Leo Ribas just turned that double play. Leads things off. Of the regulars, of the starters and returning, names that you know in the Mariner Ball Club. Haniger started today. Raleigh started today. Dylan Moore, Haggerty. And knowing the workload that they're going to put on Julio's got services, taking his time. They're going to rush Julio back. And plus, you made it a point to say, hey, as hard as Julio works during the offseason, we know what he can do. Putting up another fabulous season. He went 4th player in MLB history with 30-plus home runs and 30-plus RBI in a season age 22 or younger. It's the 4th player to do it. All-star. Let's find out who else can play center field, and Scott always talks about this, a team of opportunity, and a lot of guys, even though this team is largely made, some young guys get a chance to shine and maybe surprise some people.
I think it's important for the young players to keep that in mind, too, because your team's not going to stay healthy all year. You make an impression on the manager, maybe you'll be the one that get the call.
Fly ball right field. One down. All right, give me a couple of impressions that you take away from this game. I mean, we got a long way to go, but
yeah, I thought that Diaz was good today, and his start going a couple of innings and 4 strikeouts. We're talking a lot about Mitch for good reason. He was the DH today, but hit a home run during the Cactus League play. I thought that, for us moving forward, we're going to see more of the regulars. A lot of the guys that did play today, but we'll see more of them, and they'll stay in the game longer. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what some of these lineups are going to look like that Scott Service is going to put out there.
Trailblazers and Hornets coming up here on Root Sports. Coverage on that NBA game begins at 5:30 right here in Root Sports. And Sir Packard double to right in the 7th. Here in the 9th, he grounds out the 2nd for out number 2. Jonathan Classe. 2 down. A shallow fly ball to center field. That's hit on the button, but the right fielder's going to corral it, and that's your ball game. 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Cleveland. 4 runs, 5 hits, and an error for the Mariners. Mariners go to 0-2 in the spring. Cleveland goes to 1-1. Hey, great to be with you, everybody, as we start the 2024 campaign on Root Sports. A blast to be back, blast to be on the air with you. We will continue on as we move forward to spring training. For Mike Flowers, I'm Dave Sims. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.